Hey everyone, my name is Janet. Now let's dim the lights.
Oh, the horror!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things spooky, uninviting, and downright horrific. As my usual disclaimer, I do not take myself seriously. I hope that you don't either. I'm just here to provide lighthearted, digestible reviews, and if you are looking for something a little bit more serious, there are YouTube channels that do that. I'm just not one of them. Glad to be back. I'm not going to say that much here because I don't want to jinx myself, nor do I want to bombard you with excuses. I plain and simple just haven't been watching that many horror movies lately. December just didn't have that many releases that I was really stoked about, and I was home for a few weeks for Christmas, and no one at home really watches horror movies. So, long story short, it's been a dry couple of months, but there are a lot of exciting new releases this year that I cannot wait to explore with you guys. So here we go. As usual, I have this month and next month's horror releases lined up for you in my Letterboxd account. If you don't follow me over there, I would highly suggest it just because it's a really good place to get a grasp of what is available to you to watch. Hello. I stink. Look at this boy. We're going to start the year off right with a film whose concept is personally very terrifying to me, and that is Blumhouse's M3GAN, and that is M3GAN with a 3. The film, co-written by James Yuan and directed by Gerard Johnston, centers around a roboticist, Gemma, who has unexpectedly been handed guardianship of her 8-year-old niece, Cody. Unsure of how to navigate this new work-life balance, Gemma attempts to bridge the gap and connect with her niece in the only way she knows how, through technology. She decides to test out her new doll prototype, M3GAN, on her niece, who quickly grows attached to her hyper-realistic robot companion, who unfortunately latches on equally as fast. We've seen this campy, come-to-life horror trope done just about a million times over the decades. I feel like every generation pretty much has its version of it, from Chucky to the creepy ventriloquist doll in James Wan's very own Dead Silence, to Annabelle, to Willy's Wonderland. And M3GAN is really just the 2023 evolution of the killer doll come to life. In fact, M3GAN's tagline is actually, "Friendship is evolving." M3GAN delivered. What I loved the most about this film was that it wasn't trying to ever be bigger than its britches. It wasn't trying to be this like nihilistic metaphor for the devolvement of humankind. Well, kind of. But more or less it was just Chucky 30 years in the future. So if you are looking for a film with a bunch of plot twists or pioneering cinema, this is certainly not it. It very much played by the rules of this subgenre, and I think it did it perfectly. If what you are looking for is a grand spanking time, then I could not recommend M3GAN more. It was so funny and self-referential, and honestly I'm really relieved because when I was doing my light skimming before watching the film, there were really no indications that it was a horror comedy, and I was afraid that it would take itself too seriously. But no, there were so many delightful moments of utter ridiculousness and less than convincing CGI, and it all just added to the charm of the film. We went and saw it on opening night last night, and the theater was pretty packed, and there was this one suspenseful moment where I just kind of realized that 300 of us grown adults were sitting there waiting with bated breath for a doll to appear out of the shadows. Don't get me wrong though, M3GAN is one scary motherfucker, and you really never get used to the sight of her or how lifelike her movements are, despite how terrible the visual effects are. The film really played up the classic killer doll tropes, but it made it so much more scary because they created this doll villain that really has no limitations on how autonomous it can be and how much it can learn and develop from its surroundings. The filmmakers essentially created a robot villain that can pick up on social cues and gaslight the hell out of you because of it, just like that one toxic friend we all keep around. Even though I did say that M3GAN does not take itself seriously and is by no means like an ex machina of any kind, it's impossible to ignore the recurring motifs that just come with AI and massive technological advancement in society. M3GAN's tech is at one point compared to a Tesla, and she is branded as being the largest technological leap since the invention of the automobile. In the film, we're also faced with the consequences of over-attachment, namely that between a girl and her robot, and it does shine light on a very legitimate concern in regards to AI being so capable that it begins to eradicate the roles that humans have in each other's lives. In this case, M3GAN would read to Katie, she would homeschool her, she would teach her manners, all of it to the point where Katie began to associate this doll as her next of kin versus her actual blood relative, Gemma, who was taking care of her. This film serves as an extreme cautionary tale of how greatly technology can get in the way of human connection. M3GAN was such a treat to watch and so perfectly simplistic. It paid homage to its predecessors, but I also think that it can sit alongside them in the Children's Horror Hall of Fame. I would give M3GAN a 7.5 out of 10. I would honestly probably go and see it again this week, even though I just saw it yesterday, but it is only in theaters, so go and check it out. All right, well, if you have stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching. Truly, especially to those of you who did not give up on me or this channel in my less than brief absence. There's so much to come this year, so don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it and you want to subscribe to it. See you next time.